He traded her for someone prettier. He didn't recognize her. 1 year later, if you love stories about second chances, quiet revenge, and women who rebuild themselves from nothing, hit that like button and subscribe before we get into this. 1. You're not going to want to miss what happens on that street corner. Now let's get into it. Anna was scrubbing the bathroom sink when she caught her reflection in the mirror, and for a second she didn't move. She just stared. Her hair was scraped back into a bun that hadn't seen a salon in over a year. She had on one of David's old college t-shirts, faded gray with a stretched-out collar, and there were dark circles under her eyes that no amount of sleep seemed to fix anymore. She looked tired. She looked frumpy. She looked, if she was being honest with herself, like a stranger. How did I get here? The question sat heavy in her chest, because Anna hadn't always looked like this. She had a design degree hanging in a box somewhere in the closet, one she'd earned with late nights and coffee-stained sketchbooks, one she'd been so proud of the day she walked across that stage. But somewhere between the wedding and now, that degree had turned into a decoration, a someday she never got back to. When she married David, he made it clear, gently at first, then less gently, that he didn't want her working. He made good money, he said. Better than good. And a wife who worked outside the home didn't fit the picture he had in his head. So Anna stayed home. She cooked. She cleaned. She ironed his shirts until the creases were sharp enough to cut paper. She built her entire day around making his life easier. And somewhere in all of that, she'd stopped building anything for herself. Standing in that bathroom, staring at a woman she barely recognized, something in her chest cracked open. Not all at once, just enough to let a little light in. I need to do something. For me. She didn't know yet what that meant, but she felt it, sharp and certain, the way you feel a storm coming before the sky even changes color. That night, David came home early, and he was practically glowing. I got it, he said, tossing his keys on the counter, a grin spread wide across his face. The promotion, regional director. Anna, this is huge. She smiled, genuinely happy for him, and started to say congratulations, but he held up a hand. We need to talk, he said, and something about the way he said it made her stomach drop. They sat down at the kitchen table, the same table where they'd eaten 1,000 quiet dinners, and David folded his hands in front of him like he was about to deliver a presentation instead of a marriage. Anna, you know I care about you, he started. But I'm stepping into a different world now. Client dinners, company galas, people who matter, and I need someone by my side who fits into that. Someone polished, someone put together. Anna felt the air leave the room. You don't fit into the vision I have for my life anymore, he continued, like he'd rehearsed it. I've met someone. Her name is Tiffany. She's what I need right now. Anna sat there in silence, her hands folded in her lap. The same hands that had washed his dishes and ironed his shirts and rubbed his back after long days for the last 6 years. She waited for anger to come, or tears, or something. But mostly what she felt was strange, hollow clarity. She had given up her career for a man who now wanted her replaced with someone newer, someone shinier. She didn't scream, she didn't beg him to stay. She simply nodded once, stood up from the table, and walked to the bedroom to start figuring out what came next. Anna gave herself 1 week to fall apart. She allowed herself to cry into her pillow at 2 a.m. She allowed herself to eat cereal straight from the box on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, watching nothing in particular on TV. She allowed herself to ask the question everyone asks after a breakup like this. What's wrong with me? But after 7 days, she got up, washed her face, and made a decision. Nothing is wrong with me. I just forgot who I was. So she started small. She joined a gym down the street, the kind with bright lights and loud music and instructors who yelled encouragement like it was a personality trait. At first, she could barely finish a class without wanting to walk out, but she kept showing up. Week after week, she kept showing up, even on the days she didn't want to. The weight started to come off, slowly, the healthy way, 20 pounds over several months. But that wasn't really the transformation. The transformation was quieter than that, and it was happening somewhere underneath her skin. She booked a haircut for the first time in years, sat in the chair, and told the stylist to do something bold. She got her nails done, something simple she'd never let herself splurge on before. She went through her closet and donated the clothes that made her feel like she was disappearing, and she replaced them with pieces that made her feel like herself, again. Blazers with sharp shoulders, dresses in colors she actually liked. She pulled that design degree out of the box in the closet, dusted it off, and started applying for jobs. It wasn't easy. There were rejections, plenty of them, and interviews where she felt her confidence wobble. But she kept going, the same way she kept showing up to that gym. And eventually, a small design firm took a chance on her. Anna didn't do any of it to prove something to David. That part surprised her the most. She did it because somewhere along the way, she remembered that she mattered too. That she deserved to look in a mirror and recognize the woman staring back. Slowly, without her even realizing exactly when it happened, she became the woman she'd been trying to find that day in the bathroom. Almost a year later, Anna was walking down a busy street on her way to meet someone for dinner, her heels clicking against the pavement, a soft green dress catching the evening light, when she nearly walked past a man standing at the crosswalk. Something made her glance over. It was David. He looked a little older. A little more tired than she remembered, honestly. And he was staring at her the way you stare at someone you can't. Quiet place, like a song you almost recognize but can't name. Anna could have kept walking. Part of her almost did. But instead she stopped. "David," she said. "How have you been?" His eyes went wide. He blinked, looked her up and down, and for a moment he just stood there, stunned into silence. "Anna?" he finally said, his voice barely above a whisper. "Is that you?" She smiled, calm and easy. "It's me." "You look..." He shook his head like he was trying to clear it. "You look incredible." "Thank you," she said simply. No bitterness in it. Just fact. He opened his mouth like he wanted to say more, maybe ask her to grab coffee, maybe try to explain himself, but Anna glanced at her watch. "I actually can't stay and talk," she said. "I'm meeting someone. Don't want to be late for our date." David's face shifted, something like regret flickering behind his eyes. "It was good seeing you," Anna added, and she meant it. There was no venom left in her, no need for a dramatic scene on a street corner, just peace. She turned to walk away, then paused, glancing back at him over her shoulder with the faintest smile. "Tell Tiffany I hope she's enjoying scrubbing the toilets and ironing your shirts as much as I did." And with that, she walked off down the street, disappearing into the evening crowd, leaving David standing frozen at the crosswalk with absolutely nothing left to say. Anna never went back to who she used to be. She didn't need to. She'd built something better, something that was entirely, unapologetically hers. And sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just becoming exactly who you were always meant to be, and letting the people who gave up on you watch from a distance. If this story hit home for you, drop a comment and let me know what part stuck with you most. And if you want more stories like this one, make sure you're subscribed, because there's a lot more where this came from.